Hey there, let us look at the significant figures in calculations. How we handle significant figures in the case of multiplication and division, and in the case of addition and subtraction. So basically, we have two rules that should be followed to obtain the proper number of significant figures in any calculation. And here is our first rule. Our first rule states that the result of any addition or subtraction in the number having different precisions should be reported to the same number of decimal places as are present in the number having the least number of decimal places. So how can we simplify this statement? Let's say we have two numbers. We have A, we are adding or subtracting to B, and it's giving us, when we perform the calculations, it's giving us value C. And let's say A has 2 decimal places and B has 4 decimal places. What this rule is telling us is the number of decimal places of this value C here would be determined by looking at these two numbers that we are performing the calculation on. We should ask ourselves, between A and B, which one is having the least number of decimal places? We find that it is A, and it is having 2 decimal places. Therefore, our value C will have 2 decimal places. It is getting from the number between A and B, which is having the least number of decimal places. Okay, let's solidify our understanding by looking at this example. Let's say we are adding 10.1, we are adding it to 7.43. Okay, we ask ourselves, what number of decimal places does 10.1 have? It has 1 decimal places, or 1 decimal place. Then what number of decimal places does 7.43 has? Okay, it has what? It has 2 decimal places. Therefore, we know that our answer here that we are going to calculate will have 1 decimal place. We are getting it from where? From these two numbers that we are performing calculations on, which one has the least number of decimal places, which is 10.1. Therefore, our answer would have the number of decimal places equal to that of 10.1. Therefore, our calculation, instead of it being 17.53, our answer would be 17.5. Okay, we are good. Let's look at another, or the second rule. The second rule is saying that the answer to a multiplication or division is rounded off to the same number of significant figures as is possessed by the least precise term used in the calculation. What do we mean by this? Okay, what we mean is, let's say we are having two numbers. We are multiplying or dividing. Okay, multiplication is moving together with what? Division. We are having two numbers. Okay, when we multiply these numbers, we are having C. And let's say A is having 2 significant figures and B is having 4 significant figures. Okay, for us to know the number of significant figures the value C will have, we have to look at A and B. Which one has the least number of significant figures? We see that A has the least number of significant figures, which is 2. Therefore, our answer C will have 2 significant figures. Notice the difference. If we are dealing with a multiplication and division, we look at the least number of significant figures between the two numbers that we are performing calculations on. But if we talk about addition and subtraction, we talk about what? We talk about, or we deal with the decimal places between those two numbers that we are performing the calculation on, which one has the least number of decimal places. So this is the difference. Okay, so we have come to the end of our video. For more contents, you can contact us on our various WhatsApp lines that are displayed on your screen. See you in the next videos.